Hello Triber. Did you hear someone suggesting you to cheer up, to think positively, be more optimistic? How can you do this? How can you smile, have positive thoughts, cheer up, with all that is going on now around you in the world? Let's check it out. Letting the negative thoughts getting over you. It's quite easy, especially now with all what is going on in the world. The whole situation is unstable and let's face it, looks very discouraging. A lot of workplaces, businesses, well-established businesses close down, and it happened in a short period of time, just like that, overnight. People around you get paranoid about getting sick and die. Whenever you will go, whatever you might see or hear, this is the number one topic now. This most popular subject of chats everywhere, right? And in all this, you, my friend, hear the advice to be optimistic, to think positively, to cheer up, to be happy and smile. What do you feel when you hear that kind of suggestions? What is your first emotion that is emerging when someone first is telling you how dangerous, how difficult our times are, and then in the next instance he or she suggests you to be happy and optimistic? What is that you feel and think in such a situation? Are you cheering up yourself as suggested? Do you start to think positively, feel happy and optimistic as recommended? Or rather you get annoyed, maybe even mad, without knowing and understanding why is that? Feeling depressed and anxious as the message you are getting from your friend or whatever are denying themselves. Most of the information you receive is contradictory now, isn't it? I completely understand your attitude, the way you feel. And this is quite normal and natural to feel this way. Especially when you are getting informations like that, denying each other. But what can you do? Are you condemned to feel this way? Do you really have to be confused by all what you listen to or observe? Is there any way to be positive, to develop a strong positive attitude? I hope you answer yes to these questions above. However, if no, no worries, I understand that. I know how hard it may look to build and maintain positivity, but you can do it. You can raise yourself above all that and be happy. You can enjoy your life and look forward to your future. Yes, you can. How? Can you close just your eyes and ears to hold the bad stuff that is going on? Should you wear pink glasses, ignoring all the bad things around you, pretending that everything is okay, that nothing happens? Not at all. That would be close to impossible. However, there is something you can do. First of all, know this: positivity, happiness, love, joy are your natural states, natural emotions, and they are all the time in you. Sure, you might not feel them yet. No, you might not feel them now. You might push them inside you, in some deep place in your soul. Cover it up by all the stressful thoughts and coming from outside bad news. Yet they are in you, they are there, waiting for you to awake from that hopelessness. But how can you do this? How can you shake off all that negativity and pessimism? To do this, you need to look and recognize your way of thinking. Then whatever you see or hear, whatever it is that might threaten your attitude, you need to remember that it is you who is responsible how you will respond, the way you will respond to this information. It is you who have the power to make a decision how this knowledge, how this information will impact you and your mood. It might be a bit challenging, true, especially at the beginning. Surely it will take some time, but don't you think it's well worth it? How your life would change if you will be more optimistic? What would your life look like when you will be more positive? As we stated above, you cannot and you should not try to ignore the bad things that happen. After all, that could be impossible and even worse if you try to do this. However, you can shift your perception of these things. You can do this by quite simple action. Whatever happened, stop yourself for a second, step back and look at the whole situation. Try to recognize what is that you think and feel. What is that your croaker at the back of your head is telling you regarding this whole situation, this whole information. And then ask yourself, how I can shift my perception of this event, of this information, and find something good in it. What are the positive aspects of the whole situation, of that whole event? How can I effectively and creatively solve the issue I'm facing? What I can learn from that experience? Summarizing, even in the midst of the negative situation, even getting a lot of pessimistic information, you are in charge and you can keep a positive attitude. You can do this by searching and focusing yourself on what is good in that situation, in that information, on what did you learn from it, on how can you solve that issue creatively and effectively. So decide to look and focus yourself on the positive aspects, no matter what is going around you, and your life will be better. Blessings upon you, my friend.